age. That was the biggest problem with the submission, is they're stuck in the past. They're stuck in like the 90s. Now let's talk about submissions. Submissions, what a pain in the butt the submissions were. This is where I was really disappointed. The submissions are all the same. I mean, it doesn't matter which agency you go with or which agent you go with, they're all the same. They ask the same questions over and over and over and over. Don't sit and write out your answer to the questions for each one. You might as well just open a Word document, write out your response to the question, and then copy and paste it over and over and over and over and over and over and over, because they ask the same questions. But I'll show you some submissions, query submissions. So here's the first one. Again, I'm blocking out the name. At the top, they usually will put some tidbit information, certain things that they may be looking for, just in case you didn't read the bios. This first part talks about what they're looking for. So this particular agent is looking for a middle grade contemporary. Middle grade. So she's looking for a book like Roscoe's World, or young adult, even better. Boom. Cute, quirky, awkward, charming, and fun. Absolutely everything that Roscoe's World is about. But all right. So we already know right from the get-go, she's looking for us, all right? So you're going to put your name, your last name, your email address, and your phone number. This is how they respond back to you. And then your bio. This bio is just something that tells you a little bit about yourself and any background in writing you have. For me, I didn't go to school for literature or anything like that. I just woke up one day and decided to write a book. All right, so website, if you have one, website where your book can be found or information on your book, you'd put here. Blog address and Twitter handle are all here, and they only do Twitter. They don't do TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, or any of the other social medias. It's just Twitter, which I guess is X now. I don't know. I don't mess with Twitter. All right, so have you previously published other books? Yes or no? Well, nope. Have you ever been represented by a literary agent before? No. If you were previously self-published book, about how many copies were sold in your first year? Well, I sold 12, maybe less, maybe about 10 to 12. So I'd put 10 to 12. Now, there are some agencies that don't like self-published books, which again bothers me, because what am I supposed to just wait for you? I'm supposed to wait 2 months just for you not to respond, and then if you do respond, it's a rejection? No, don't do that. Not in this day and age. That was the biggest problem with the submission, is they're stuck in the past. They're stuck in like the 90s. I don't get it. And I'll go further into this, but they're stuck into the 90s. They don't. Everything that they do for these submissions is old. It's time to get with the times, people. It's 2024. You know, it's ridiculous. So, don't wait for them to respond. If you can self-publish, self-publish. There's nothing better than seeing your book in your hands, physically seeing a copy. I'll never forget how I felt, and I'm sure I'm showing a video of it right now. There's nothing cooler than to have worked your butt off on a book, and then you actually have the copy in your hand. So no, don't listen to the agencies. Self-publish if you want. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting around waiting for answers and response. And guess what? Most of them are going to say no. And rejection sucks. It's very difficult to deal with. I thought I was going to be all right with the rejection. I was wrong. It was very difficult to see. I'll go further into rejection in a minute. Okay, so if the query is a referral, who referred you? Apparently they do book events. I didn't know this when I was filling this out, but apparently they do book events where these agencies go to these book events, or the agents go to the book events. and you can get referral. That would probably be the best way to doing it. They is to get a referral, because then they'll actually look at you, because they call this an unsolicited submission, which means they didn't ask to see it, and they treat it like that. Definitely want to check out those book events and see if the literary agents are going to be at these book events. That would be the way to go, to get the referral, because then they'll actually take you seriously. All right, so that was everything in step one. Basically, all the information about you. All right, so tell us about your book. Well, here's the title and the genre. Now, this is what I was talking about, the genres. You know, you have to fit in to these categories. Now, see, there's that LGBTQ plus. They all have it. I'm gonna say it again. If you are part of the LGBTQ plus and you write books or anything author related, you want to get in on it, because I'm telling you, they're gonna take you. So anyways, but here, check this out. Middle grade. Again, I didn't know any of these genres even existed when I wrote the book, let alone when I submitted it. I was really surprised. I didn't really know where my book actually fell into it. I mean, middle grade contemporary, middle grade fantasy, middle grade literary, middle grade sci-fi. Okay, like, what happened to just plain old middle grade? Now that, yeah, she has it, but some of the submissions didn't have it. They wanted you to subcategory it. It's just ridiculous, you know. But anyways, middle grade is what you'd select, and approximate word count. Keep in mind, when it comes to the word count, the reason why it's required is some agents will reject you based on the word count. If your word count is not high enough, it's an auto rejection. If it's too high, it's an auto rejection. And they don't tell you. Some agents do, but most of them don't. That's the one thing about this query manager, is you're going to get a lot of auto rejections, meaning they didn't even look at it, which is extremely frustrating, because it's like you spent all this time filling out this paperwork and you're so excited because, you know, it's exciting, and just to get an auto rejection doesn't feel good. Okay, so is your book currently published, or has it ever been published before? Yes or no? Now, here's where we get to the nitty-gritty. If you are interested in reading Roscoe's World for yourself, you can pick up the book on Amazon.com, or you can pick up your own copy at roscoesworld.store or roscoeworld.com.